Oh, it's been a long time, but we're finally back together here again. So we welcome you here on Rams Talk. Of course, my name is E, and you see Jay right here. Got our hats right here. It's Victory Sunday,
Victory
Victory
Monday.
Monday, actually. Congratulations for the Rams.
Yes,
Big win last night or yesterday, 45-17 over the Arizona Cardinals, and improved to 10-3 and have retaken the number one seed in the NFC West.
that's correct, partner. Glad to be back. Another show. It's been a while, but I'm just hyped and so happy for the Rams after this. What week is it? 13th going into the 14th week
14
already?
going into 15.
Wow.
Keep in
Football's
mind, we
still
got
almost
some
over.
big games coming up too, so we'll talk about it here on the program. So let's get down to business and talk about yesterday's game.
Mhm.
So the offensive leaders, sorry. So the offensive leaders in last night's game.
Right.
How about Matthew Stafford?
It's a MVP candidate season for him once again. Zero interceptions. Last week was kind of rough out there in Carolina, but he managed to come back this week and prove all the doubters wrong once again.
Yeah, and how about these stats right here? You see Matthew Stafford. Everyone talked about the bad game he had last week against Carolina with those three turnovers, but he came back and he played strong. 22 of 31 for 281, three touchdowns, no interceptions. So he went back to the Stafford we saw the first few weeks. But how about this running game? This running game is very dangerous now. You look at Blake Corum, 12 rushes for a buck 28. He had two touchdowns. Kyron Williams racked up 84 one touchdown. Even the rookie, Ronnie Rivers, who we haven't seen much this season, rushed for 41 yards. How does this running game look as we head into the final stretch of the season?
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to that offensive line though, who has been doing great work and can't forget about the runner backs. I love that little duo that we've been doing with those playbooks with McVay, and I love it. Everybody's scoring touchdowns in the running back position, which I love.
Yeah, and another thing too is you look at the stats here with Puka Nakua, 7 catches, 167. He had like 85% of that in the first half. So how is it that he came out and he just had a great game? And of course, Devontae Adams got to give him props too. 4 catches, 29 yards. I was a little disappointed that he didn't get any touchdown catches, but he actually caught some passes there. But I feel that Stafford could have thrown those balls a little bit better. But again, well, it's a win's a win. And then we also see the tight end, Kobe Parkinson, 3 catches, 32 yards, a touchdown. He's actually Tyler Higbee's replacement now that KB will
Yes.
be in the injured reserve.
Yep, I agree with that. Puka Nacua has always been Puka Nacua, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL so far. His amazing catches. And you were right about Adams. Stafford gave him a couple two passes that he could have caught but missed by a while. But Adams
Yeah,
still
they were
in the
overthrown twice.
NFL.
Like the first one was overthrown by a lot. Second one, I'm not sure. I think he could have maybe tried to make a catch, but wasn't able to. But he did get some catches. He still leads the league and
Yep,
14 touchdown passes or receptions. So we're hopeful that he can reach 20 with just a couple games left.
for sure next week.
We talk
There's,
about the defense. How about these stats? Look at Nate Landman had an interception. Omar Speights, 4 tackles, and then also Caleb Witherspoon. He's back from injury. He
he's
invested
fine.
3 tackles.
Yeah, we needed him back for sure.
And then you look at the defense with 3 sacks. Byron Young got a sack, Kobe Turner got a sack, Carmen Curl got a sack on defense. So how about when you put pressure? It shows right there when you put pressure on the quarterback, no matter who it is, you're gonna perform well in the game when you actually give the quarterback a hell of a hard time. As you see these pictures from yesterday's game, you see Jacoby Brissett was just pretty much flat on his back, pretty much almost the whole game, and you see the far right picture where he's just being chased there by Jared Verse.
Yeah, man. That Nate Landman interception was, I love that. And I just love seeing our defense out there. Sometimes yeah, you can't go wrong with seeing Stafford's MVP candidate season, but this defense is just amazing.
You
And we have,
talk about the defense. Yeah, defense. This is what the Rams won a Super Bowl when they brought in Von Miller, when they brought in Jalen Ramsey with Aaron Donald. I mean, I'm looking at the future here. We got a great lineup here. You got Kobe Turner, Brian Young, Weatherspoon leading. Even Nate Landman, who's actually made a lot of appearances this year. I mean, go back to the opening day game against the Texans where he had that punch fumble that pretty much sealed the deal right there for them.
Yeah, he has to four forced fumbles this season. That's
But
what
how
we
good
have.
is it? How good is it to have Witherspoon out there after missing most of the season with an injury?
Yeah, it's key for him to have him out there. He's been very key when he's out there on the field, key tackles, key plays, and he showed out once again coming back from the IR.
Yeah, he is one of the leaders on that defense. Also, a small note on the offense. Tutu Atwell has not been activated yet. Rams are hoping to get him back probably this week, but at some point they're gonna have to try to either activate him or he'll be lost for the season. What do you see about Tutu Atwell? You think he'll be back?
I've been seeing that too. We've been using more of Xavier Smith for, replacing Tutu Atwell's his presence on off the field, which I like. Xavier Smith has been putting more into the playbook, but we'll see Tutu Atwell back. He's one of the primary receivers in the playbook for years.
Haven't seen him since the Colts game where he caught that 80-yard touchdown reception that won the game for the Rams. Let's talk about the key factors here that happened. Rams, as we mentioned before, the Rams rebounded excellent from the loss to the Panthers. You look at the defense here, partner, they only allowed 17 points. They only allowed 10 points on the first three possessions and then just one touchdown in the second half. But by then, the game was already over, though. But how about a performance again by the defense?
They come out in each and every week and show out their heart. I love it.
And then we mentioned about the offensive line. This offense really a season high,
Okay.
45 points, 530 yards on offense, and a season high of 249 rushing yards. The Rams haven't had much of a running game since Todd Gurley in the first couple years of the Sean McVay era. How does it feel knowing that he's got two running backs, maybe three, possibly four, on his offense that can exceed come playoff time?
I love it because if we get our running game going, we're pretty much unstoppable. We have Stafford, our running game, our defense. We have everything it takes to get that Super Bowl ring. So I love it. I'm loving it.
You know, everyone still say we hear from the critics that the Rams should still be undefeated. Those losses shouldn't happen, but
Yeah.
that's why they play the game.
And with Rams loss and the Bears losing, that means we took first place, correct?
Yeah, we'll
And
talk about that in a couple minutes. We'll talk. We'll give you
perfect.
the latest on that. But let's go. Well, actually, we'll talk about it now. Here's the standings as of tonight. We know that the Eagles lost to the Chargers. That's going to help the Rams because again, the Eagles beat the Rams in the head-to-head. Right now, the Rams are tied with the Seahawks. But just keep in mind, folks, the Rams did beat the Seahawks a couple of weeks ago on that missed field goal. So having that victory was very, very pitiful. But as you look here, this is pretty tight. You got two teams tied at 10-3, and then you have a team behind you with behind by just a game. So is it still possible that the Rams can win this division, or this is still a case of we're gonna have to wait till the end of the season?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to wait at the end of the season. It could be like last year in the I forgot what division in which three of the same teams in the same division made the playoffs.
Yeah, that was the part. That was the NFC North. So that was Green Bay. They made the
Lions.
playoffs as a wild card. Detroit
Yeah,
made it as number one seed, and even Minnesota with 14 wins,
that's
the best they
insane.
could do was the fifth seed. So I mean,
Right.
you look right now, the 49ers, don't count them out. They did split with the Rams. The Seahawks, they still have the Rams still have to play the Seahawks, and that'll be coming up in a couple of weeks. It'll be on a Thursday night in Seattle. So that
Ooh,
game
pivotal.
could possibly decide the division, but again, it's not counting out the 49ers because they're still in it.
No, yeah, they are.
They just had a bye too. So I see them as a pivotal threat because they had a week off.
And they have Brock Purdy back and they have
And they've
everybody
been injured
back.
too. They've had some injuries throughout the season. So
Yep.
that's probably the one team you want to watch out for right now.
Yeah, it's gonna go down to the wire. All
And
each and
if the playoffs started today, the Rams will take on the 49ers in the wild card round. And you mentioned this too, partner. You mentioned this too. With the Bears loss yesterday, the Rams have taken a one-game lead in that NFC seeding. Keep in mind also, the top seed will get home field advantage throughout the playoffs and they'll receive a first round bye. So it's very important. Whoever wants that one seed, they'll have an extra advantage. They'll get a week's rest.
Yeah,
So
that's
very
good.
interesting what happened here in the last few weeks of the season. And then this is the remaining games of the schedule. They're taking on Detroit this Sunday at SoFi. It'll be Jared Goff versus Matthew Stafford again. You see after that the pivotal Thursday night game. This is the game I'm actually looking forward to right here, the Seattle one.
That's the battle of first place, you could say, as of now, today.
Well, it's going to be, I think the winner will be in first place, but again, the Niners are still behind you. So that's another team you have to watch out for. And I'm not sure if you want them to win the division because it is hard to play in Santa Clara if you're the one seed, if you're the 49ers.
No, yeah, they got a good fan base. Even in Seattle, was
And
Reno
then
and
you see,
York.
and you also see here the remaining schedule. They play the Falcons, and then the home finale will be against the Cardinals. But keep in mind also that we're now in the time where the time will change because this is the end of the season. Many of you do not know about this, but there is a flex, meaning the time will change. So, for example, the Rams play at 1 o'clock. They can move that game to Sunday night on prime time because it's playoff implications. So, if you're going to the game, listen out throughout the week. We'll update you if the time changes because there is a possibility that it could change. We found out today that the Patriots game against I believe the Miami Dolphins. I want to say it's going to be a Sunday night game. Or the original game, which was the Cincinnati Bengals, is going to be to a 1 o'clock game. I have to find out, but I know the Patriots and Ray. Actually, you know what? I remember now. Patriots and Ravens will be on prime time, and then the Bengals and Dolphins that was supposed to be a Sunday night game. It's going to be moved to the 1 o'clock spot. So that's why we're talking about it right now. The time could change again. If you're going to this game, stay tuned throughout the week. We'll update you if the time changes. Same thing with the Week 18 game. It's still determined. They don't know what time the Rams will play.
I like
If you're gonna go to that game again, stay tuned. We'll update you on the time frame.
I like that Falcons game. You know how they have our 10th draft pick? We might get a nice draft pick for next year's draft.
Yeah, and keep it also. Raheem Morris too is gonna take on his old team. As you know, he was a coordinator that won the Super Bowl with the Rams a couple of years ago.
But now I think we have a better defense. Under Chris Shula. Chris Shula's amazing. They might take him.
Well, I don't know. Many had criticized Chris Shula's defense that it wasn't good. A lot of it came out after the Panthers game last week.
No, yeah. But what you think about this fact that I have here on my notes? This marks the seventh time with at least 10 games in the season in 9 years under Sean McVay, one of the best coaches out there.
Yeah, again, Sean McVay is one of the best coaches in this franchise, and he's only missed the playoffs twice,
Yeah.
2019 and 2022. So he's been there. He's won playoff games. He's taken his team to two
We might
Super Bowls and two NFC championships.
there
This
better be three.
could be, yeah. I mean, the way things are,
Oh,
if the Rams can play the way they are,
yeah, I like it. So
they
far,
can
it's amazing. Whose house? Rams
Rams
house.
house indeed.
Yes,
But
sir.
as far as the schedule here, these two games here, the Lions and Seahawks are pretty much playoff games.
No, yeah,
I
definitely.
want to say these are like pretty much gimmies right here.
Yeah.
But again, these could be donut games where the Rams are looking ahead to these two of the playoffs. So the Rams have to be careful when they play these two teams, not get
So before
overrun by them.
Christmas, we'll know for sure where the Rams would be placed.
Who knows? I want to say no because it's still a lot to be decided. This
Yeah.
NFC race is tight, and with the Eagles losing tonight, it can get more tighter. You also look at the AFC. It seems that the Chiefs' kingdom is going to be collapsing soon after last night's loss.
Hmm.
The top two teams coming out of the conference is the Broncos and the Patriots. So it
Broncos.
could be two teams that the Rams may have to play in the Super Bowl if they go that far. Even the Chargers.
That Broncos Rams Super Bowl will be a defensive game.
Well, I have to ask you this though: would you want to see a Patriots Rams rematch?
Nah, we want to see a shootout. Stafford and
Well,
who?
how about this one? How about the Battle of LA, the Chargers and Rams? What if that happens? And people want to see that too.
I'm surprised. I give Chargers respect. They took that game with um Herbert with one hand. That would be amazing though. Battle of
Well,
LA.
yeah, you got to give them credit. And Jalen Hurts had a bad game, 4 picks. I mean, I gotta be honest here. I have to, I Jalen Hurts has never been the same since the playoff game because he took a beating in that playoff game, especially by Jared Verse,
No,
and then he took a beating in the matchup against the Rams.
you're right about that one.
Yeah, he's struggling there. That team's struggling. They went from 8-2 to now 8-5, and now because of that, the Dallas Cowboys is still alive for the NFC East. How about that?
Oh, what a turn of events for their franchise.
Yeah, and those two teams got to play again soon, I believe.
Yeah, they do.
Actually, no, they I'm sorry, they split the season series
Yeah,
already.
played it.
Those two teams played twice and they won on each other's field. So I mean, it's going to be an interesting final 4 weeks. So stay tuned to that.
It is.
And again, you mentioned the next matchup, round four between these two. Goff has won the last two, but Stafford still has the ring.
Yes, sir. And
How
golf
do you
still
feel?
kind of butthurt.
How do you feel about that one?
Hopefully we come out and we show them out once again. Don't forget about that playoff game where they injured our players. We come back and dominate.
Well, Detroit's not really much of a dangerous threat too. I mean, last year they won 15 games and they got beat up in the championship game, and then they went through all the personnel changes. I mean, they had a slow start. They went on a streak, but this is not the same team that won 15 games last year. So it is
Only
possible. The Rams could beat the Lions.
we have to stop the run with Jermaine Gibbs and David Montgomery.
You need to keep control of Goff's dangerous receivers because he's got a lot of them there.
That,
And also for the Rams, all you have to do is just run the ball. If you can run the ball the way you did last week, you know, run the clock, keep time of possession, keep Goff on the sideline, then they have a chance to win this game. The last time these two teams played at SoFi was 4 years ago, the Super Bowl year.
wow.
That was Jared Goff's first game
No wonder we
against the Rams, and Stafford and the Rams beat them down. I think it was 48-21. But this is a new improved team, so let's not compare the two teams. This is a more improved Detroit team, but again, that was the last score when they played last time. Again, Jared Goff has won the last two matchups, and hopefully this might be the last time these two play. So a
yeah,
lot could be up for grabs, and this is a playoff implication too. Down the line, especially if it comes to where the Rams go to the wild card if they lose the NFC West.
no, yeah, this is another big key game. Like you said, these next 2 weeks are gonna be buckle your seatbelts. We're going down to the wire.
Indeed, we stay tuned for that.
But you know it, partner, that was another great show once again.
Yeah, what's your take as far as the Rams? How far can they go?
I think we have a really, really great chance to take going all the way to the Super Bowl. I'm very confident in my team, but you can't forget all those teams out there that are doing very well. They're off the radar a little bit, but it seems like the Rams have everything, every piece in that team that could take them far, and I'm excited.
Well, there's still two games left at SoFi against both the Lions and Cardinals. You should guys come on out and check out the action. It's getting crunchy to playoff. I'm sure playoff tickets will go out soon, so a lot of
Definitely.
us going to be. But let me ask you one thing. How about the offense? This offense has improved so much.
Yes.
We know last year's offense was a little mediocre, and we've seen the additions, Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. We saw Cooper Cup and Odell Beckham. We saw Cooper Cup and Robert Woods. Is this the best receiver tantrum duel we've seen in years with Devontae and Puka Nacua?
I'll say yes because there's no way teams could stop Puka or Devontae Adams with man coverage. They have to at least double team somebody. And they're getting so many looks. Puka's doing amazing catches. It's like incredible. I don't remember us having like such a dominant wide receiver core as we have so far this year. From how about you, partner? I don't remember.
I remember the receivers it has since Sean McVay's been here.
Besides
Sammy
Puka.
Watkins, Robert Woods, Cooper Cup, Josh Reynolds, Van Jefferson, Hughes, excuse me, Schuster Smith,
Uh,
Odell Beckham, Devontae Adams this season, drafted Puka Nacua. So they've had some good receivers. Sean McVay's had good.
the receivers. But at this level, I don't think we had like at it. Devontae Adams pretty much filled in the gap. Puka was one of the best picks we could have done. Shout out to our GM.
Well, many wondered if Devontae could still play because he talked about the fallout he had with the Raiders, and then going to the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. Everyone figured that he was done. He wasn't going to play anymore. But when he came here, I mean, there were still questions. I mean, we both questioned if he could still play, and he's had a slow start. And- sorry.
Yeah, he kind of had a slow start, but now he like since he came to LA, I feel like he rebirthed his mark on the NFL field in his prime, and I feel like he's back in his prime. It's
He's had a good start. He's had a slow start at the beginning
exactly.
of the season. He
Right.
has. And then lately, and then after that, he just picked it up. Having all those touchdowns, 14 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Could have had three more, but it is what it is. But
Oh yeah, it's
I
not
think
only
he, I think he cares about Super Bowl ring.
yeah, that's most important, and that's the goal for the team. Win it at
How,
Levi Stadium.
how do you feel about Sean McVay? Handling last week's loss.
I think
Many figured that the Rams took the Panthers lightly, which he denied it right away.
no, I think it was a little bit of. I think it's Sean McVay. He's one of the best coaches. He comes back, turns things around, and we dominated this game. We dominated in the first Cardinals drive. They did score a touchdown with Trey McBride, but after that, it was pure Rams domination, defensive and offensive, as we did all-time season highs this week, and
Well,
that's
that's one thing too. The Rams are gonna have to stop giving up those first possession scores because that's what's hurt them. When you let them go straight down the field on the first possession, that puts your offense in pressure because now you have to counter. Because guess what? You get three and out, then you get a score, and they be up ahead.
well, yeah, that's true. But with our defense, I'm more confident them to get the ball back and dominate from there. But that Panthers loss was, we'll be good. Came back with a dub, but I'm so excited, man. Hopefully, every Rams fans excited like us. We have almost a full season just went by that quick, and we're down to the wire. We're gonna go down to the
Yeah,
wire.
I remember the season started September.
Oh,
I haven't watched the game on TV, and then now we're 4 games left in the season.
amazing. Yep, just like that. Four games, and I feel like the Rams could go 4-0. Worst case scenario, 3-1 these last four games, which the last two games will be like newbie games, which probably our starters could play half a game and rest the rest, and have our second team backups go in the game.
Yeah, I remember the Super Bowl year. I got like some cold, some asthma things, so just bear with me.
You know where?
In the Super Bowl year, they went through a losing streak in the month of November. That's when they brought in the new players, Beckham and Von Miller. After the month turned to December, they went 3-1. They won the West, but they lost to the Niners at the last game of the season, which they were up 21.
No, yeah, it's quite a battle. I feel like I wonder what will we do after this year because will it be Stafford's last year? I don't think so. I think he could
I think
win.
Stafford can still play at 38. He can still play. He's shown that he's playing like the Matthew Stafford of old when he first came here because he had a decent season, a very incredible season, like as he's ever played
Yeah, ever.
in his what 15, 16 years, 18 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Um, and since he's been here, he's been to the playoffs in 3 or 4 years.
Just like that.
When he was in Detroit, they've only made like two playoff appearances, and he's only won one playoff game or lost a playoff game. There's won a playoff game. He comes here, wins the Super Bowl in his first year. Yes, he gets hurt the year after, comes back, has a decent 2 years, but this year he's playing like when he first came here.
When he first
And
came.
that's going to be the key for the Rams is he needs to stay healthy. They have Jimmy Garoppolo, which is good, but you always want to have Matthew Stafford on the front line.
Oh yeah, 100%. We did see Jimmy out there on the field, a couple reps in, getting warm up.
Yeah, he hasn't played well, so he's really like sloppy right now. So hopefully, yeah, he did play well last year though in the finale against Seattle. He played well. He threw for 300.
I might see him versus the Cardinals at the end of the year.
Well,
I
that's
know.
if everything's locked up. I don't think you want to put him in a situation where.
Oh yeah, definitely. If
But
it's locked up.
again, if you're Sean McVay, that's a tough call. That's a tough call because you don't know. Do you go for it or do you rest your players because you want to win a Super Bowl?
Oh yeah.
Look,
It
when he won it, he opened up at home, then went on the road. Got fortunate because the top seed went out that year, so he hosted the NFC title game and he played the Super Bowl at home.
can
Could
get better.
happen here again. I know the Super Bowl's in San Francisco. I mean, imagine the 49er faithful getting PO because your team from the South is actually at Levi Stadium and you call our place South Levi's. I mean, can you imagine poetic justice?
Could see it coming, which is gonna be an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it's gonna be that. So we want to thank everyone here for tuning into this episode of Rams Talk. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us, and again, with Flex schedule coming, we'll update you if the time changes for these next few games. Jay, man, it's good to see you again.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Glad you're back. You got your hat on. So did I. Got any final words before we go?
It's all about whose house? Rams
Rams
house.
house.
You know it. Let's get it, partner.
All right, man. We'll get it. We'll see you guys next time again. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Tell your friends. Come check us out. Again, we'll be seeing you guys. Don't forget our other channel, Sports Talk. We on there too. We'll
Yes,
catch you
sir.
guys later. Peace out.
Peace.